When I first arrived at TEC, I did not want to be there. I was forced to come by several different people. I didn't like the fact that I was getting split up into a group with random people and being separated from people I did know. But a team member came up to me and asked me what my name was. I did not want to talk to her, but she introduced herself, and let me tell you, this girl had energy, and a lot of it. She helped me realize that I had a reason to be at TEC. Progressing through the weekend, I started getting more comfortable with my table. I saw myself opening up more, and I really got to know a bunch of new people. When the weekend finally came to the end, I did not want to leave. I grew so much in my faith, it was crazy. Hi, I'm Bella Keeker, and this is Talk 7. What would Jesus do? Have you ever acted in a way Jesus wouldn't have? I have. Last year, my friend and I were in a really bad fight. I don't exactly remember what it was about, but I do remember is that both of us were saying mean things and spreading rumors about each other. I was losing a lot of friendships that I had made over the years, and I was losing my siblings. You see, I am one of 4, a quad. We have always been close. We do everything together, like having New Year's Eve parties every year, birthday parties together, going to camps. There is so much more, but there's just some of the examples. It really hurt me that my siblings and I were drifting apart, but I didn't stop acting the way that I did. During this fight, my parents had also told me that my attitude was changing and they did not like the person I was becoming. I would beg them to stay home so I wouldn't have to go to school and face everyone. The office was getting involved. We both got sat down and said if we wouldn't stop, we would be getting suspended. I would come up with excuses why I couldn't go to church, Bible study, and youth group. I would even ask my boss to schedule me Sundays so I wouldn't have to go, and that I would have a legitimate excuse as to why I couldn't go. I then had to stop and think, is this really the way I should be acting? Is this really the way Jesus would be acting or want to be acting? I was on such a spiritual high after coming home from TEC, and now I was at such a low in my faith. Hebrews 2:1 says, so we must listen very carefully to the truth we have heard, or we may drift away from it. I would ask my friends from TEC what I should do. I was going through a really rough time. There was not a night I wouldn't cry myself to sleep. I was really struggling with my anxiety and depression. It felt like I had nothing to live for anymore. I would try to talk to people at school about this, but they never really fully understood. I felt like I couldn't even talk to my parents or my siblings because of how far I felt away from them. And I just thought they wouldn't understand even if I tried talking to them. I felt like I was drowning, and even if I tried to swim, there was always something pulling me back down. It got to the point where I thought about ending my life. 2 Samuel 22:7 states, but in my distress I cried out to the Lord. Yes, I cried to my God for help. He heard me from his sanctuary. My cry reached his ears. I decided to message my friend from TEC. I've decided to message my friend that I talked about earlier. I messaged her one night saying I had made a really dumb mistake, and this is the response she gave me. I can't say I don't blame you, but the one thing I want you to remember about next time is I don't want to lose you, because harming yourself is the next thing to suicidal thoughts. Just remember, even if it feels like everyone is against you, I will never be. I'm always a call, text, or snap away. I was in a difficult position and I had no idea what to do. I felt like if I did anything, I'd just be letting people down. But I was so unhappy and I didn't want to live like this anymore. I prayed and asked God what to do. 1 Peter 1:7 says, these trials will show you that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fires, test and purifies gold through the faith and is far more precious than gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you much praise, glory, and honor to the day when Jesus Christ is revealed to the whole world. I thought about forgiving my friend, as I noticed some individuals around me were saying that it might make me feel happier in life, so that's what I did. I apologized for what I was doing to her, and let me tell you, it was not easy. But in the end, it felt so much better to forgive her. It was so hard to do, but sometimes in situations like this, being the bigger person is the best thing to do, even if it sucks. After I did this, my attitude started changing, and my parents noticed improvements in my grades and in my attitude. Life was pretty great. My relationship with my family was getting stronger, and my relationship with God was improving. I felt like I was getting closer to my siblings, and I honestly was such a relief to finally get a burden of my depression off my shoulders, for the most part. Although thoughts like this will never fully go away, days get brighter and times go on, and more smiles come across my face. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For the Spirit of God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." I started to attend youth group every once in a while, then it changed to regularly. I was getting more involved with TEC. I had a really good group of friends at school and at TEC. I was so happy, I felt like I was on top of the world, but everything changed real quickly. September 9th, 2017. I was woken up by my sister Cora saying my grandma Hope had passed away. She wasn't blood related, but when we were born, she helped out with my siblings and I, and she got really close to our family. She was a huge role model to me and my family. My mom called her our guardian angel. Ever since I could remember, we'd go over to her house after school, play games, and eat our favorite snacks that she had bought us. My family and I would go over for Christmas Eve and bring her soup and open gifts. She had been a real rock for my family, and nothing could change the feeling of her being gone. Revelations 21:4 says, "He will wipe my tears from their eyes. There will be no more death and mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed." After my grandma was gone, my friends were a huge support system for me. My grandma was really involved with church. She always gave me advice on things, and thankfully it was honest advice. She always talked about her faith, and I think that's why my faith grew so much to where it was today. After a month of her being gone, I started going downhill again. I was really lost in life. I wasn't super close to my grandma, but it still hurt to have her gone. I started getting super depressed. I would cry a lot of the nights, and I was just super emotional. I again was in a position where I felt like everything wasn't in my favor. I started talking to a teacher at school that I really trusted. She gave me a lot of advice, and it helped a lot. I was in her room almost every day talking to her about everyday struggles I was going through. She also helped me realize that being a Christian is a lifestyle, and sometimes we lack our relationship with Jesus. I told her I was starting to get depressed again, and she gave me a list of Christian songs to listen to, and let me tell you, that helped a lot. My coworkers helped a lot too. One of my coworkers, who is my age, understood what I was going through and was there every step of the way. Soon she became more than just a coworker, but a true friend. She hated seeing me upset, and she would always try to cheer me up when I was down. Even when I wouldn't work, I would just go in there and just talk to her about life. She always wanted to know what was going on in my life, and I really appreciated that. She mentioned one day to me if I had ever thought about getting help from a doctor about my anxiety and depression. I told her I had thought about it, but I really didn't know how to bring it up to my parents. So one day I called the doctor's office and made an appointment with a friend, with the help from a friend. I did not want my parents to find out because I didn't want them to make a big deal out of it. But the teacher that I was talking to said I should just let them know. Right when I pulled out my phone to text my dad, I received a text from my dad saying, "Bella, you are smart, beautiful, and an amazing young lady, and an amazing daughter. We love you so much, and don't ever forget that. God created you to be full of joy, happiness, with a purpose greater than you can imagine." I responded saying, "I'm just letting you know I made an appointment to get my mental health test checked." He texted me back saying, I would do anything to see you happy and healthy again. He asked if he could come to the appointment with me, and I said I wanted to do it by myself. And he said that was fine, he just wanted to know what happened during the appointment. The doctor said I did have anxiety and depression, and she would recommend me to a therapist. I'm still currently waiting to get a therapy spot to open up. If any of you are struggling like this, I really encourage you to reach out to someone that you trust and talk to them, because it really helps to talk to someone, and you are never alone in this struggle. Though my struggles, I learned that Jesus doesn't judge people and make fun of them. Jesus doesn't get into dumb fights or say bad things about family. Even though every day can be challenging, I still try my very best to keep in mind what Jesus would say if he was right next to me at this point of time. Everybody makes mistakes, but I believe learning from those mistakes and becoming a bigger person in the end is what Jesus would do and what Jesus would want us to do. My song is Survivor by Zach Williams.